Okay, this is the first learning homework in Year 7 and it's all about particles. Now before you do that, what I just want you to do is just pause the video, right, and then just go down and subscribe to Mr. Leek Science channel. You're going to be using this video, this YouTube channel and the website huge amounts over the next 5 years. So if you could just pause the video, do that now please, and then continue to play. This is the changes of state diagram. Okay, what you need to do is you just need to be able to replicate this onto a piece of paper. So if you look at the bottom, it says solid. Okay, that's where all the particles are squished together. In the middle, you've got your liquid, where there's a bit of a gap. And at the top, you've just got 3 purple blobs, and those 3 purple blobs representing the gas. Okay, now from a solid to a liquid, you're melting. Think about ice. Okay, when ice melts, it turns into a liquid. Then liquid into a gas is evaporation. So that's water into steam. Then going back in the opposite direction, you've got your gas back into a liquid, it's condensation. Think about that as when you breathe on a cold window, you kind of get condensation appearing. Liquid back to freezing, right, back to a solid rather, is freezing. That's when you put water into ice cubes. All right, now there's 3 other little diagrams that are on there. Solid to a gas, what that is called, that's called sublimation. Okay, and that is then where literally you put a solid on a desk or somewhere what it is, and it turns immediately into a gas, missing out the liquid stage. And then the opposite of that is gas to a solid. Now there's 2 words for this. You've got, so gas to a solid is desublimation, or often it can be called deposition. All right. Then the green arrow at the right hand side again is increasing energy, which is an important part of the diagram. This second one that you then need to replicate, right, and you need to be rolling it onto a piece of paper, is kind of like a different version of the same diagram. Again, if you look down the bottom left hand side, you've got solids, then halfway up you've got liquids, and then to the right you've then got 3 blue dots, which is then your gas. And again, it follows exactly the same kind of process, but what it is, it's probably a higher level kind of diagram that you might need to draw. So solid to liquid, melting, you can see that in red. Liquid to solid, freezing. And that little flat line that kind of goes across the middle is the stage, kind of A and B, is the stage where it actually changes from a solid to a liquid with no temperature change. Then it goes further up, and you've got vaporization. Okay, which is then kind of the turning into a gas. And then what you've got then is you've got condensation going into the left in the opposite direction. And again, from C to D, what you've got is you've got the liquid gas phase with no temperature change. Okay, and then you get to E, then when you've got a gas. And the bottom graph then is talking about the amount of kinetic energy, because kinetic energy is all about the particles moving. Okay, so that's like a slightly trickier one. Right, and then you'll end up doing that one in later years in school. So again, you need to be able to replicate it all and understand exactly what's going on the graph. Now, what you now need to do is you need to now get a piece of paper, you need to practice drawing them with all the labels. So you need to do both of the diagrams because they're very, very similar. Keep practicing, and then when you've mastered it, you'll then be ready for the test, which will be fantastic.